you preppy asshole. On the 14th floor and a bathroom door don't lie. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the bodies mix, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 172 of Phired Up. Check us out at firedupsports.com. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me as always, Dom Consul and Chris Lucia. What's going on, fellas?
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Not much. It feels like it's been a while. I feel
Been
like
a while.
the three of us have been on.
I think it's been like 6 weeks.
Has it been that
like
long?
Yeah, it's been long.
Yeah.
I mean, all I could say is, I've been the most consistent. So
You have been.
You have been. Yes, you have been.
What can I tell you?
Yes.
The most committed.
You guys can hear me fine, right? For some reason,
Unfortunately.
Well, yeah, that's fair. For some reason, I sound extremely quiet in my headphones, and I don't know why. And it's not. It's a weird feeling.
That's what she said.
Well, speaking of that, that's what she said. My wife told me a story that happened like in the last 2 hours, and it's about her friend. I think it's one of the funniest things ever, and I'd be absolutely mortified. I told her I was probably going to share it because I think it's that funny. So her kids tonight at like 6:30 wanted to watch The Grinch, right? So they go to this website to watch The Grinch. I guess it's one of those websites where you can just kind of watch whatever movie you're feeling. They put it up on the screen, and there is they click The Grinch. There's some erotica going on.
Love that.
If you catch what I'm saying. All right.
When a dad Grinch and a mommy Grinch love each other very much.
That's the thing. I thought it was going to be like a Grinch themed porn. It was not. It was just a regular good old fashioned porn, and I thought that was So there was. I don't know what the Grinch has to do with the whole thing. I don't know if it's like a bad upload or something. Who knows what happened?
Maybe the dad probably had up his his thing and was like, I just played it off.
Yeah, played it off as the website's fault.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
But they were scrambling trying to shut the TV off, and their kids are probably traumatized now. So
Yeah, they're done for life.
they're mortified.
What does Eminem say? That they have the Discovery Channel, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We ain't nothing but mammals.
Exactly. They'll figure it out at some point, right?
Yeah.
But she told me that literally like within the last half hour. And I thought it was hilarious, so I had to share it.
Yes.
But yeah, how have you guys been over the last handful of weeks?
Hanging in there.
Yeah. I mean, do we have a good football team? We'll get to it at some point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
We do have a good football team.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I thought this whole show we were just going to talk about the election, but
all right.
Like,
Give us your
not.
thoughts, Tom. Give us your thought. Well, give us your thoughts on the election. There you go.
Yeah.
I guess there's something kind of important this week. Before I get to the kind of the Eagles stuff, what's going on with the Sixers and Joel Embiid and that whole mess? What's the deal?
Does
Do anybody have any answers?
in terms of what? Which part? All of the above?
All the above. I guess the injury status, the Sixers being investigated, why, how he's like all the above. I guess
for starters, the owner is terrible, and I think we all know that. And
we do. Yeah, we do.
I think that the GM or the president, Daryl Morey, he's not the GM, he is the president. Has let his staff kind of hang out, literally letting them hang out there and dry. Will not speak to the media about it because I don't know why he won't speak to the media about it, but he has given his head coach a lot of the brunt of this whole thing. where Nick Nurse doesn't really have. Not that he doesn't have an answer, because I'm sure has some kind of answer. Just just doesn't want to share it. Yeah. So it's crazy how Daryl Morey or nobody else other than Nick Nurse has not come out and kind of nipped this in the bud a little bit, or like, kind of taking a little bit of the heat off of him. That's terrible ownership, or terrible leadership, and that starts with the owner. But to me, I don't. Basically, the report is that it's not a new injury. It's something that he's been dealing with. I just don't. I don't know. I don't even have speculation on what I think, or like, because
The Olympics, maybe.
I
When
didn't
was
even,
that?
not even so much that. More so, like, I don't have like any speculation or like any idea about if it's something that he's been dealing with. I don't know if it's something that happened new, because they've come out and said like nothing. There's nothing new, but like, I don't know if there's nothing new. Then like, is it the same injury that he's been dealing with since February?
Here, yeah.
And he seemed fine in the Olympics. And if it was something that's kind of been bothering him since, like you said, February, why is he playing in the Olympics? You know what I mean?
That's, but I mean, that's why I think he was okay. Like, what are you going to tell him not to play for gold? You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
no.
If he has an injury that's going to carry,
It's so funny you say that.
Season, yes, you. Stop
It's so funny you say that, because you would say the opposite if he didn't play. You have to play.
No, not at all.
It's for your country and blah blah blah.
Not at all. Not at all.
All right.
Not at all.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't care about USA basketball personally, but like, second,
Yeah,
like,
but let's think about it in hockey terms. Like,
yeah, yes. So I hate that. I like and I hate the NHL players going, like, because it's obviously the NHL is a better product, or the Olympics are a better product when the NHL players are in there.
Right.
But I hate when players. It's a little different because like the NHL, the Hockey Olympics is in the middle of the season, but like I hate the fact that like players can get hurt in the Olympics.
all I'm saying is, you sit here and
not be
preach
there for their
how
teams.
people are not tough in the biggest moments, and he played in the biggest moment, one of the biggest moments of his career, and
Fine, but if that's the reason why he's hurt now, then I don't like
I don't
it.
think it is.
You don't
but
think
they've
might not
reported that
be.
it's not. I don't know whether that's the truth or not, but they've reported that it's not. There's no new
they'll-
injury. There, what I do think it might be, and it's something that I've heard. I don't know how true it is. It's just that he, in the last few weeks, months, whatever it is, there's been some inflammation in his knee, and like it's just a little. They're being a little cautious. Listen, the whole
Sure.
playing back to backs, the whole waiting for him to go out there and play. Like it's very clear that like they're going with a different approach than what they've done in the past, and like everything they've done in the past has not worked, and like maybe this is it. Like maybe, and I'm not saying it's fair or legal or anything like that. And it's legal in terms of like what you can do in the NBA, but I don't think him playing 8 minutes, 9-10 minutes a game in the Olympics in a league where they go 75%. Like I just don't. I don't know that he got hurt in the Olympics. I don't think that was a thing. I just think that in the last few months, maybe, and he's done this in the past, where maybe he just didn't do the things that he was supposed to do to keep himself healthy. Maybe he kind of sat around a little bit more than he should have, and a little bit of inflammation in his knee. Like that's probably what happened. And he's just, if it's the playoffs, he probably plays. And just because it's the beginning of the year, I just think they're thinking. They're thinking like, stay off your feet.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I think that this is they don't care if they're the 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed. They're just get in.
Doesn't matter.
That's all they care about right now. So same thing with Paul George. Like he's making his debut tonight, right?
Yeah. I heard earlier it's like he's 95% sure he was playing tonight.
So like they're gonna do the same thing with him all year. As long as they have enough wins to get into the playoffs, that's all they care about. Because once you're in, you can do whatever you got to do in the playoffs. It's a really bad product for the NBA, though.
Of course, but the product has been bad for a long time. But I just think that they know your availability is your best ability, and like him being 100 or as close to 100% as possible is like their biggest concern.
Your
He's not
best
gonna play 30
ability is
games.
availability. I think is what you meant to say. But go ahead.
What did I say?
The best ability is ability. I think you said.
No, I said it the other way around. But it means the same.
Okay,
it means the same thing.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
So, yeah, I don't think he's going to play 30 games, but he's not going to play 82.
Well, obviously not 82. I don't think anybody expects him to play. But you think he plays more than 55 games?
Honestly, that's probably the right around the.
Yeah.
So,
just because I like criticizing Joel Embiid, and I'm not even Joel Embiid hater, but just because I like criticizing, what do you think about his about the quote of "I've done too much for this fucking city to be treated this way"?
So
thing.
Chris, if you want to go first, you can. But I have a whole thing that I want to get into. If you want
on Embiid,
on that specific thing.
I think that I don't know the exact quote. When did that come out?
Okay, so Thursday they ask him. So I think people read the headline. I don't think people actually like listened to the question and then digested what the question was.
But it's a quote that's gonna get clipped and headlined.
Sure, but that's the viewer's fault for not clicking on the article or watching the video or whatever. The initial question was how, and I'm paraphrasing here, but the initial question was, how do you feel about when people say that you don't care enough about winning, basically, like that you don't that you don't give it your all to be whatever. And his response was, I don't think people realize how much I've done for this fucking city. He said the F word. I don't think people understand. He said something along those lines, right, Mike? Like
he said I've done enough for this fucking city to be treated that way or something along those lines.
In terms of, I don't think it's I've done enough for this city to never have to buy a beer again, or like I've done enough for this city that we're like I should get the ultimate respect because I've won a championship. Obviously, he hasn't. So like, I don't think it was he was answering the question in that way. I think he was answering the question in the fact that people are questioning whether how bad he wants this, because that was the way the question was asked to him. And I think he was saying, I don't think people realize how I've played with a broken face. I've played with cerebral palsy. I played with cerebral palsy last year. The 1 year, he played twice with a broken face. Like when he came over here and he was rehabbing an injury, his brother came over and died in a car crash, and like he didn't get to see his brother, like because he was, and that's not the fans' fault. Like I'm sorry, that's not. It's not just. He's not doing it just for the fans, which I don't love. Like he's playing this game for him. He's playing it for his family. He's playing it to make him and his family's lives different. So he's not just doing it for the fans, but I think it was the fact that, like, if you think I'm not doing this to be great or to win a championship here, you're wrong, because I've done so much already in terms of like for getting myself out there when I probably shouldn't be playing to try my best to win. That's the way that the question was phrased, and I think people are just reading the headline and not.
If I could figure out how the fuck to share my screen, I will play it. But again, we're doing shit on the fly here. Let's see if I can do this.
I believe in you.
Well, I don't
just
know.
Just make sure the Grinch isn't up.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
His erotica was up. That's definitely.
Yeah. Exactly. What? You know what? I'm gonna.
You watch that? Holy shit! No.
Yeah, I'm gonna put because why the fuck is it not coming up?
It's a lot of men.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead with your thought, and I'll see.
No, that's all I really thought. That was. I just think that the way the question was framed, people just saw the headline and didn't really like watch it or like read what the question was. And again, it was just so that it wasn't. I've done so much for the city, I don't have to ever do anything again. I think it was just. The question was asked if he's committed to this whole thing to really, really win. And he's saying, I've proven that I've done a lot for, Did you get it up? I see it.
I figured it out. There we go.
When was it? When was
you guys can hear that, right?
Yeah.
Between the Olympics and today, that you would be taking this approach and missing.
I don't know what part the quote comes in at, but this is a 1.5-minute video.
It's never decided. Like I said, it's been everybody has been on the same page. If the body doesn't react well,
can you put it a little louder?
I can't. That's the loudest it goes. He just does not talk very loud.
I've done it. From what I can tell you, I've broken my face twice. I came back early with the risk of losing my vision. had broken fingers. I still came back. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, when I, see people saying he doesn't want to play. I've been way too much. I've done way too much, for this city, and putting myself at risk.
So can you pause it real quick?
People
Yeah.
to be saying that.
So he says basically saying, I don't know if you've heard him, but he said, can you rewind it like maybe like 10 or 15, 10 seconds maybe?
You're asking me to like live produce here. Come on. Here we go.
When I, see people saying he doesn't want to play.
That part.
I've been
He's saying when he sees that people are saying he doesn't want to play, he's saying I've done too much for the city in terms of I'm always hurt, but I always try to.
I play through it. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I think this whole thing is like so
I
like
didn't
blown
hear
out
him
of
curse.
context. No, it comes up in a minute. You can continue.
too much.
Yeah, I think he repeats himself and says and curses after that. But
And putting myself at risk, for people to be saying that. So I do think it's bullshit. Like that dude, he's not here. Marcus, whatever his name is. I've done way too much for this fucking city.
There
to
it is.
be treated like this. So done way too fucking much. But like I said, I wish I was as lucky as other ones, but that doesn't mean that I'm not trying and I'm not doing whatever it takes to be out there, which I'm gonna be here pretty soon.
Joe, in terms of
And listen, I'm not this like Joel Embiid, like, I criticize the guy. I do, but I just think it was taking a little bit out of context.
and he's
Is
obviously
the way
talking
the
about
question is put.
obviously talking about Marcus Hayes, and I'm sure Marcus Hayes.
No, that was before the Marcus Hayes.
Well, no, he mentioned Marcus in that.
Well,
little thing at the
Oh, I
end.
thought you meant the shove, because the shove was after that.
No.
That was Thursday.
Right. No, I'm talking about in where there he's talking about. I guess Marcus Hayes wrote something about him, and
Yeah.
that I guess that rubbed him the wrong way. And I don't even know anything really about the shove. I saw bits and pieces of that online.
So Marcus Hayes,
Was that Thursday or Saturday?
Thursday was that interview. Saturday
Yeah.
would happen.
Yeah, Saturday there was like 3 things that happened.
So yeah. So Thursday that interview happens. They play Thursday night, I think. Saturday comes. They played Memphis, and after the game, so Marcus Hayes, did you guys see the article that he wrote
About
No.
like talking about his brother.
his brother who died, like basically like kind of reiterating that like he doesn't like put all effort ever since his brother died, and like his kid and blah blah blah. He kind of like, not, I wouldn't say badmouthed them, but like basically like blamed everything on his kid and like his brother dying, and this is blah 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 blah. So Joel Embiid obviously sees him after the game, and apparently Keith Pompey tweeted out that he punched Marcus Hayes, and then deleted the tweet, and then said, "I never said that." And somebody screenshotted that Keith Pompey reported that it was a punch, and then it became a whole big thing. And now they're
Was it
saying that
shove, right?
the league might fine him. What'd you say?
It was a shove, right?
Yeah, it was reported a punch, and then later retracted and said that it was a shove.
the NBA is just the on the court stuff doesn't matter. The NBA is just a soap opera. That's all the
Well,
NBA is.
to be fair, Marcus Hayes is like a real like
Jerk
dick.
off.
Yeah. And it's not just basketball. He does football too. Like, did you see what he said recently about, because when the Minnesota Wild were here for the Flyers, he was on TV like after, like not after that game, but like later that day, he was on TV with who's the guy, Greg Murphy, remember with the Phillies. You guys know Greg Murphy.
Yep.
He was on TV with Greg Murphy, and basically they were talking about the Flyers game and how I guess the fathers of the Minnesota Wild came to the game in Philly.
Okay. Mhm.
And what was that, like last Saturday or something, or 2 Saturdays ago?
Sounds about right. Yep.
And apparently he said like, oh, Greg Murphy said like, apparently, or it's like that's like a thing they do like in hockey, like
Yeah.
the
Father's
moms and the
trip,
dads
mother's
come,
trip,
yeah,
Yep.
and
Flyers just did their mother's trip. Yep.
yeah, in Boston, and he said something along the lines of like, that's so fucking weird. Like, not, he didn't say the F word, but like he was like, that's like kind of weird. He's like, thank God the NBA doesn't do that. Like, and it was just like Greg Murphy was just like, that's kind of weird. Like he said it on air. He was like, he didn't say that word that exactly, but he was like, you could tell he was like, that's kind of weird. like that you
Especially because again, the
cares?
NBA is just a giant soap opera.
Right.
Like the NBA off the court stuff is far more cringe than anything any of the other three big sports could do.
Also, too, I don't know if you remember this, Mike, but we have a family member whose friend emailed him after the Sixers lost to the Knicks in the playoffs earlier this year. Emailed him and said, "I don't agree with your, with what you're saying in your review of the Sixers and blah blah blah." Emailed him this whole big thing,
I
very
do
nice.
remember this, yep.
And Marcus Hayes basically responded with like a 3-sentence like thing, basically saying like, "I don't really.
I
care
know
what
more
you
than
think."
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know more than you, basically. Yeah. But, I mean, jerk offs are gonna jerk off, I guess.
That's an all timer. That should be put on T-shirts.
All right, we'll put it on a T-shirt. We'll sell it. All right.
Jerk offs are going to jerk off. It's one word. Like jerk offs, one word, are going to jerk off. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You watching The
what?
Grinch, huh?
Yes.
Getting excited?
It's on the corner. It's on the corner of the screen. Anything else with the Sixers? Like, how have they been? Do you guys care?
They're 1-5. Maxi's the only thing. What'd you say?
Maxi's been all right.
Yeah, I think he's
And the
averaging like
rookie,
30.
too, actually.
What'd you say?
The rookie's been playing pretty good.
He's getting more and more minutes every game.
Yeah.
My bold prediction for him was that he becomes a starter in January or February, but we'll see.
I still don't like him, but that's just me.
Why don't you like him?
Because he wears nail
Dude,
polish. That's
No,
why.
that's not. That's not even why.
So does
The
Caleb
whole-
Williams.
Yeah, I don't like him.
doesn't like him either.
Not for that. Not for that reason.
It's just a
I don't care about
coincidence.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
It's a coincidence.
Yep.
No, it's the whole TikTok dance. Just play fucking basketball.
He does.
Now, Hitchcock came out with his nails painted orange. Is
I'll
Mike
copy
getting his
the
nails
next day,
polished?
yes.
Is
Yep.
Mike getting his nails polished? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But you don't see that in hockey.
Yeah, even if they did, you wouldn't see it. So,
Fair enough.
but yeah, they're 1-5. Max, I think, is averaging like close to 30 or like just under or just over.
Yeah.
But he's taking a million shots. Like his 3-point percentage, I think, going before Saturday's game was like 23% from 3. So, but he's just getting like double teamed, and he's got no room to do anything. So, in these next couple weeks, he'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Again, I kind of want to talk about a couple of other things before we get to you. So obviously, that's what we'll get to. But the I think free agency officially started today, right? For the MLB.
Is it today?
I think it's 5 days
today
after the World Series.
I believe it was 5:00 today. It started.
Yeah.
Now obviously MLB free agency lasts all winter into the spring, so we Juan Soto might not sign until like March. Like it's just how these things work.
I expect it not to happen. I expect it to happen in March. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I don't imagine it happening before.
The recent report is that the Phillies would explore trades for Alec Boehm, for who was the other two?
Nick Castellanos and
Brandon Marsh. I don't think any of those are really all that surprising, right?
I would have thought Stott would have been in there, but probably not because of his defense.
Well, I think you have to prioritize one. I don't think you could trade both.
Correct.
Boehm and Stott, and I think they want to prioritize Stott over Boehm.
I think that Stott is a better value at second base.
Yeah.
I agree.
Keeping him at second base than Boehm is at third.
I agree.
And I think Stott gives you a little bit more. I don't think Stott is a third baseman. If you have to have him there, he can. But Stott can play shortstop. He can play second.
So who's there going to be?
He's probably a better all-around player for me. I think Stott's going to be a better all-around player.
If you trade Boehm,
yeah, if you trade Boehm,
I think you start the year with Sosa, and maybe halfway through you see what Aiden Miller's got.
No, I've got a whole different. Miller's not going to be up here until 2026.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
You know how quick
He's in
that
high A.
progression would be? Yeah, he'd be going from.
He's double A, I thought.
No, it's Crawford.
Was it Crawford? Okay.
Crawford will be up here next year at some point, probably. If I had to guess, I think Crawford's up here halfway through next year, like June, July, and then I think, obviously depending on the situation, but their outfield situation. But I think Miller is an opening day 2026. But I don't have
shortstop.
What'd you say?
Shortstop.
I think he's either plays third or second. Miller.
Trey's in center field.
Yeah. I do. I don't think they like Miller at shortstop. I don't think they see that he pans out as a shortstop. I could be wrong, but
I was gonna say, if you trade Boehm, then you could sign one in free agency. But other than Alex Bregman,
well, that was going to be my thing.
There are no.
Suarez is good. Suarez is good. Suarez is really good.
He's not even on this list.
I think he might have to opt out. Maybe.
Okay, I was gonna say
maybe he opted in.
I have.
Yeah, maybe he opted in because I think that was the deadline yesterday.
And the Yankees optioned in Garrett Cole today.
He opted in, and they're working on a new contract.
Yeah, well, they had the option to extend it for $36 million.
Okay,
so they agreed to, and now they're working on a new contract.
Right.
Yeah, so the list I have is third baseman Alex Bregman, J.D. Davis, Yohan Moncada, Gio Urshela, Brian Anderson, Jace Peterson, Luis Urias. Those are the third basemen.
Well, that was going to be my thing. Is I think if you trade Boehm for Rooker, say, or I think you could sign Bregman because I think you have Rooker. I think you have Rooker still on his first MLB contract. Like it's not he'll be going into his ARB years, and then I think you can sign Bregman.
Here's the thing. I love Bregman. I think he's got balls, especially like how he handled himself during the whole cheating scandal. Like, he didn't give an absolute shit. But the problem is he's obviously going to want and he's going to get a long-term deal.
He's going to get a 5 to 6 years. He'll get a 5 or 6 year deal.
You think that's all it's going to be?
Yeah, he's 31. He's not better than Trey Turner before Trey got here. Trey Turner was a career 300 hitter. He's 29 going into his free agency. He's not going to get a 10 or 11 year deal. He's going to get 5 or 6. He's 31.
I think it's 8. I think it's like 8-year deal.
I would do that too. Honestly, why not?
What do you do with him? Then where does that put Aiden Miller? If he's in your plans,
no, second base. What about second base? Shortstop.
Then what do you Turner?
Center field.
They're not putting Turner in center field.
Why not?
Because I just don't think they will.
Why not?
Because I think they made a promise to Turner when they signed him for 10 years, whatever it was. I think they made a promise. You're our shortstop.
What makes you say they made a promise that he's the shortstop?
I'm not. That's just the vibe I get.
Okay. Come on.
Come
on.
If he's looking for the betterment of the team, he's not a good answer at shortstop.
No.
I don't disagree.
He played center field. His first career game was in center field in the MLB.
If he moves to center field, I don't think it will be as early as now. I think that's the last couple years.
But you're asking me what you're going to do with Miller. Miller's not going to be here now either.
Oh, that's fair. All right.
Where are you putting Rooker?
Left field.
What are you doing with?
I keep Castellanos.
So you're moving Marsh and.
Are we talking about going into next year? Or are we talking about in 3 years?
Next year. You're moving Marsh.
Next year, what I do next year is I sign Bregman. I don't think he's going to get 8 years. I think he's going to be 5 or 6. I think it's going to be 5 or 6, 27 and a half per year.
I do that in a heartbeat.
However much money that is.
What are you trading Boehm for?
Rooker.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that. Yep.
So I have JT catching. I have Harper at first. I have Stott at second. Turner at short. Bregman at third. Rooker in left. Marsh in center. And Castellanos in right. Next year.
You're keeping Marsh.
If Marsh is my 9-hitter playing center field, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
I'll even put him against lefties. He's not worse than Rojas.
They won't though. I don't think
they won't. But he's not worse than Rojas.
Hitting, I agree.
Yeah. So and he's not that much further than Rojas defensively. I think Marsh is a good defender. I don't think he's a great defender. I think he's a good defender. I think Rojas might be a step above that. Not great, but very good. And I think that you lose a little bit defensively, but not much. But I think Marsh gave you 17 homers last year. I know he only hit 5 or 6 points higher than Rojas did, but
on a scale of 1 to 10 defensively, if Marsh is a 6, Rojas is probably 7 or an 8.
7.5, yeah.
Yeah, but offensively, Marsh is a 5 or a 6, and Rojas is a 1 or a 2.
Right, yeah. So I'll take Marsh as my 9-hitter playing center field.
Yeah.
That's my team next year if I'm the GM, and then my pitchers are Painter, Nola, Wheeler, Suarez, Sanchez.
You're not in on Soto at all?
I would love Soto. I don't think it ever happens, though. I think the comments by Dombrowski were not real. Like when he came out at the end of the year press conference, he basically said, yeah, we like our team. We're basically going to run it back. We're going to retool here and there. Like nothing major. I think that was all bullshit. I think he told you the same thing.
I think some part. Sorry to cut you off. I think some part of his bullshit because in that presser, he basically said, "Look, we're the two guys in our outfield is going to be, Marsh and Castellanos, and those two of those guys are rumored to be on the block."
Right. So I think it was total bullshit. He did the same thing the year before. He said, "We're not going to spend money. We really like what we have and blah blah blah." And then a report came out after Yamamoto signed that the Phillies offered him the biggest contract. So I don't. That also leads me to another thing too. What do you guys think about the kid from Japan that's coming over?
I don't know enough about him. I've heard, but
a really good year last year. They're projecting that he is going to be better than Yamamoto, but I don't think he signs the same. It begins with an S. It's like S-A. It's not like Suzuki or it's something along like Sakara or something. I forget what it is. He had like a sub-3 ERA this past year. I
just Googled Japanese pitchers. You're giving me nothing here.
Well, use your imagination.
Roki Sasaki?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Roki Sasaki? He's only 22 years old?
22. And with him, what's good about him is like he could sign like a 5-year deal and then like hit free agency at 28, 29 if he really wanted to.
What was the Yamamoto deal?
Yamamoto, I think, was 300 or 310
for
10 years,
or 11 years,
something like that. Yeah, he's a little bit older though.
Yeah, he was 25.
25. Yeah,
this kid's primed to go to the Dodgers.
It's possible. I think Soto's a Dodger, but
do you?
Yeah, I think
he stays in New York.
It's possible. I think one of the two New Yorks or the Dodgers.
I saw today that
I'll tell you where I would love him to go, but
I saw a surprising team would be Baltimore.
Okay,
like to throw his hat in.
I think Toronto is also going to be an option. I'll tell you where I would love for him to go. Would be like really interesting. It's never going to happen because it's a small market city and they're not going to spend.
Detroit.
But no, Kansas. I would love him to go to Kansas City. I think Kansas City would be a lot of fun. Him and Bobby Witt.
Yamamoto signed a 12-year deal.
It's cold there.
What was it, 3 or 310?
325.
325, okay.
I was trying to see if they had it. So, Suzuki's 23. I read somewhere.
He'll be 23. Yeah, he'll be 23 when he comes over. He was 22 this past year. It was just 22 age season.
I was just trying to see if they had any sort of projecting of a contract, but there's nothing really there.
Yeah. And that'll probably be done sooner rather than later because I know the Japanese players have. I don't know if it's just Japan. It might be anybody coming over from any country, but they have to sign within a certain window. Yeah, it's like 90 days or something. But that one would be interesting because I don't think he's going to command like the same money as like a 325 because Yamamoto won 3 straight, whatever their Cy Young award is over there. He won 3 straight of those. He was a little bit older. He was a little bit more proven. So I think this kid could come over and sign like a 5-year deal and just see what he's got. I think that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna have to do more research. I didn't hear this kid.
Yeah, I think he had a sub-3 ERA last year.
Yeah, it was 2 point something. Yeah, I just had it up. I got rid of it, but all right.
Yeah, so that's the way that I would look at it. I would love for them to have that kind of lineup though. I like Teoscar a lot.
Dodgers heavy favorite to land him, of course.
Yeah,
2.35 ERA.
Okay. I like Teoscar a lot.
I love Teoscar. Yeah,
but I don't think Teoscar is an option if you trade Bohm because I don't think they signed 2 big guys this offseason. And when I say big guys, I mean like Bregman and Teoscar. Teoscar's probably going to get 3 years, 90.
Yeah.
which I'd love, but I do that in a heartbeat. But I don't think they do that and Bregman, which I'd love even more than Rooker. But I
Yeah,
mean, Rooker had a really good year this year.
Really good.
yeah, but he would crush this ballpark.
Yeah. I think winning at 39, over 100 RBIs. I think he hit close to 300, like 290 something. He had a really good year.
Yeah, but how much if the A's were to trade Rooker, how much value does Bohm really give them? Like, do they want Bohm?
Something to build around. It's something
Yeah.
to. It's
In
something
their new
to.
city.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a game changer, but like he's something to build around. He's younger. There's the idea that like he's still young enough to where like you could say, okay, we could try to get our try
They
to
could still
fix him,
develop
not
him.
fix him,
Sure.
but yeah, develop him into
Yeah.
into a better player.
And defensive blunders, they'll just put him at first.
Yeah,
Like,
good.
he could play first at any other team.
He could DH if they really wanted him to.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot he could do for that team.
For that
But
team,
I'm also not trading Bohm just to trade him. And you guys know how I feel about Bohm. Like I'm not the biggest Bohm guy in the world. I wouldn't trade him just to trade him. I think you have to get like real value because I don't want Sosa playing every day at third. I like Sosa a lot.
Sure,
He's
I
not an everyday
don't
third base
I don't necessarily either. But I love the contract you laid out for Bregman. I mean, I would sign that right now.
Bregman and trade for Rooker.
Yeah, I would do that.
that's a big offseason, though.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like, you're winning the offseason at that point. Like,
Yeah.
they'd be going into it probably, if not the favorite, the second favorite to win.
I mean, Dombrowski should just call me.
You
I'll
wouldn't
go to work.
really touch the pitching at all. Like
I don't-
you think
The
Painter,
bullpen, yeah.
I think Painter's
think
the
he
big
could
guy
add.
that's pretty much gonna.
He's killing it right now in the
No,
Arizona Fall League,
totally,
so.
he's killing it. I agree.
What's he 20? Going to be 22 or is he 22, 23, something like that now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I give him the keys to be the fifth starter
Okay.
Where are you sending Taiwan?
to Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Diddy at currently? Wherever that is,
That's where he's
I think
going.
That's where he goes.
Jail. I think he's in jail.
that's fine with me.
Yes.
Send Taiwan to Taiwan. All right, fair enough. I have to look at like the relief pitchers to see kind of who's there.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think I
really
saw,
sure who's out there.
I think I saw like Kirby Yates' name. I'd be open to that.
Oh, did you see what was his name? What's his name? The big baseball writer.
Rosenthal,
Nightingale?
Passon,
Say that again. Who? Not Rosenthal.
Passon,
Not Passon. Not Nightingale.
Nightingale.
I forget who it is. I'll look it up when I have a sec. But one of them reported today that he thinks the Phillies land Tanner Scott.
Okay.
I will. Yeah, Tanner Scott is a good piece to build around.
Yeah.
Is he your closer though? Or are you doing closer by committee still?
He probably gets most of them, but they probably still do the committee. I think there's no such thing as a closer anymore. I think there's just high leverage guys. I think that's going to be like that, not their term, but like if the eighth inning comes and that's the highest leverage, that's where you're going to see your best
Pitcher.
Yeah.
Jim Bowden
No.
for the Athletic.
Mm-mm. It was on TV.
John Heyman.
Not John Heyman.
Morrissey.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up.
Lily says in Jim Bowden's latest piece for the Athletic, he predicts the Phillies land top left-handed reliever Tanner Scott.
Does it tell you what his contract offer?
Yeah, it says lefty Tanner Scott signs a 4-year, $60 million deal. With
Yeah,
the
maybe it
Phillies.
was that guy then.
Yeah, Jim Bowden or Bowden. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, because what I saw was 4 years, 60.
Oh, right, yeah. Signs 4-year, $60 million deal with the Phillies who say goodbye to high leverage relievers Jeff Hoffman and Carlos Estevez in free agency.
Do you think Hoffman's gone?
If they sign a guy like Scott, maybe. But I mean, bring them both.
You never
back.
have enough.
No, I think Hoffman's pitched really, really well in the last 2 seasons. Really,
Yeah,
really well.
I don't think you can ever have enough bullpen. I would get rid of Alvarado. I would dump his contract.
I like Alvarado.
I mean,
Yeah.
they just showed how much they didn't trust him though in the playoffs. Like
When he's good,
There was
he's
a
great.
lot going on, and there was a lot going on with him. I think personally and mentally.
Yeah. When he's good, he's great. He's one of the best. When he's bad,
off,
he's bad.
When he's
Yeah.
off, he's terrible.
Oh, terrible. Yeah.
But that's it. But that's every relief pitcher.
Yeah,
it just seemed like, and they didn't really use him in the playoffs this year, but like, I don't think they used him at all, did they?
They
Against the
couldn't.
Reds?
He pitched one game when they were getting blown
Alvarado?
out, I think.
Yeah.
It might have been
It's
one
yeah.
game, yeah.
I just the 2 years before he came up big in big situations.
Yeah, so did Sir Anthony.
Well, 2 years. Well, 2022.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last outing as a reliever, you know.
Of course.
Unfortunately, that's what you get judged on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we can kind of move on from the Phillies. You guys had nothing else Phillies wise, right? Because we've gone.
No, I wanted to talk about real quick. Just
Yeah, go
slightly,
ahead.
Penn State losing another one to Ohio State.
Oh, that's a real shame.
Where are they
Um,
ranked now?
They're ranked 6th,
Okay.
so 3-6.
it's not a good look for Penn State fans after the whole Jason Kelsey debacle.
Well, not the. Did you see James Franklin also went at it with a fan?
I did, yes.
Like that's what
I
I'm
did
saying.
not
There
see
were
that.
3 things on Saturday. There was Franklin, there was Kelsey, and then there was Embiid all in the same day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Not a good
Franklin.
look.
Franklin was leaving the
Did
field.
somebody trash Franklin's brother? Because apparently
No.
brothers are like the theme of Saturday.
I think he was
Uh,
talking shit to Franklin, and Franklin.
Yeah, they were, and then he turned
Yeah.
around and was like, "What's your name? If you're such a man, tell me your name." Like what? What does that mean?
Hey,
was
so
like-
it's your coach.
He's not my coach. Not my coach.
I
He's
meant for your school, but
He's the worst.
yeah.
I hate that guy. Comes
Uh,
up short yet again.
Get used to it. He ain't going nowhere.
Dude,
I know, 11
apparently
years.
there's like a big rumor going around that it was a hockey player from Penn State, like a Penn State hockey player that was the one that said
Really?
Steve Kelsey. That's like a huge rumor.
Oh,
but it's
Kelsey? Okay.
yeah, it's been like
Debunked.
debunked because they were in Minnesota for a game, Penn State.
Okay. So it's just some douchey frat bro.
Listen,
probably.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all day. In both situations, in Embiid and Jason Kelsey, words have consequences.
Yeah, they do.
So
Sure, yeah.
And
be careful what you say.
ESPN already
you might
backed,
get smacked.
ESPN already backed him. Kelsey,
Yeah, did you see his
apology?
speech today? Well, he didn't say
Yeah.
sorry. I don't think, did he?
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Right.
Well,
And
he
he's
said, I'm
still
not
in
proud of
the-
how I handled it, is basically what he said.
But he didn't say I'm sorry for doing it. He's not sorry.
No.
Fuck it, dude. I'm happy he didn't say sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
You don't have to get to just say whatever you want.
Yeah,
Right.
just because he's famous, you think you
Right.
can.
Do I wish he handled it differently? Sure, but like at the same time, like
I wish
how
he
many
punched him in the
times?
face. What do I
Yeah,
care?
right. Like how many times in his life, whether it's positive or negative, has he had to deal with people, even if he was in a good mood, and like somebody had positive things to say to him? You know how hard it is, like every day, to probably have to like deal with that, like the pressure of like being famous and like always having to be 100% like, always watching your back, and like it's just sometimes you catch the wrong people at the wrong time, and
And what's the old saying?
he's lucky.
Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah.
Let's
So
fuck
yeah.
around and find out.
I guess he was about it.
Yeah.
That kid's phone is in a million pieces
Yeah.
in the middle of Beaver Ave.
Yep. Yeah, so let's move on to the Eagles here. Unless you want to talk about Penn State's loss again.
No,
No, you're done.
enough.
Who do they play next week?
They play Washington next week.
Okay.
Should be
How you feeling?
blowout. They should blow
Think
them
so?
out. Yeah, they should. Drew Aller's a really good quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
is.
if either one of you watched the game. They just did not let the kid throw the ball.
So you gonna be a top 10 pick?
He is.
Yeah.
He's projected to go to the Raiders right now.
Mhm. I saw that
just-
today.
I don't understand why they didn't let him throw the ball. They got all the way down to the 1 yard line, ran it 3 times. On the one, got stuffed, and then on 4th down, ran like a tight end draw or something like that. It was just terrible. Just outthinking. Which brings us into our next point about a coach outthinking.
Nick Sirianni. He just loves to not score points or to leave points on the field, I guess is kind of the way I'll put that. But
He
a
didn't
win
do
is
it
a
in the
win.
Super Bowl.
A win is true, but a win is a win. I mean, they were never going to lose that game. And the Jaguars stink. They're terrible.
Did anybody hear anything about the Saquon Barkley fumble and why that got
Yes.
confirmed as a fumble?
Yes. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I'm asking.
So the NFL came out and basically said that there's no way that they could prove that he was going to be tackled. No, that was the reason why he fell. So like he I guess he initiated enough momentum or whatever to not I guess for him to like not that's the reason for that to be the reason why he fell or got tackled or whatever. They're basically saying he ran into his own player and that's what made him fall.
Now, if they would have called it not a fumble on a field, they probably would have kept that call too, right?
I would assume so.
Probably.
Because I was just confused about the whole thing. The Eagles players are like standing there confused.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even try to tackle him until he was just like 20 yards past them.
Yeah.
The one thing I kind of wanted to talk about with the Eagles is so they're 6-2 right now, right? And a lot of people are saying, it's we can't give credit to Nick Sirianni because the talent's too good, but at the same time, people criticize Howie Roseman a whole lot for the roster he's constructed. But if it's a talent, then you gotta give Howie Roseman credit as well. Who's the one that takes credit for a 6-2 record so far?
The players.
I think the coordinators too.
Okay.
I think the last 2-3 weeks, the coordinators specifically too.
4 weeks. The past 4 weeks, right?
Well, I would say the last 3 weeks offensively more so.
And defensively, both of them.
No, I'm saying defensively. You give the whole season, honestly.
Yeah.
I just meant more so the last 3 weeks. It seems like really the last 2 weeks. It seems more like a Kellen Moore offense. Like before who they played last week? Cincinnati. Yeah. Before they played Cincinnati, the only time they ran under center was for the tush push, and they ran under center like a good amount of times the last 2 weeks. I don't know what the exact number is, but like a lot more than they usually do. The first 2 plays of the game is under center. Yeah. And that's Kellen Moore. Like Kellen Moore has done that a lot in his career as an offensive coordinator. Like I think the numbers, I forget exactly what the numbers are, but like the Chargers were like higher up in the top 10 in lining up under the center compared to being in the shotgun. So I think that's we're kind of starting to see an identity with the Eagles. They're running the ball, right? Like they run 30 times a game. It opens up the field for Jalen to throw. So I think they're scheming guys open now.
Yeah.
Did you see the reporter asked Jalen Hurts about how he has a knack for throwing the ball deep?
Yeah, and he smiled.
He laughed and he goes, "Yeah, never said that before."
Yeah, I never heard that one before. Yeah. He said, "I appreciate it."
He's starting to get a little bit more personality.
Yeah,
like you start to see a little bit more coming out of him.
Dude, the ball thrown to, I mean, the Devontae Smith touchdown was
stupid,
fucking incredible. It was an incredible catch, incredible route. It was an incredible throw.
Yeah,
just all around a great play.
Yep,
and stepped up with AJ Brown being out of there.
Yeah, like, that was a weird one too. Like that was right after the half, and they didn't.
He didn't
even play a snap. He went right
to
the sideline. That was a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know why they brought him out there.
Maybe he said, "I'll give it a shot," and then was like, just too uncomfortable.
Yeah, and they said he missed major structural damage.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, my guess is he doesn't play this week, and you'll see him in a week or two.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't need him. You don't need him. They're playing.
Not for next week. Yeah,
they're playing a Dakota.
They're playing the quarterback. Yeah,
Dakota less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people made the joke that they're actually more concerned now that he's not playing.
that
Cooper Rush is playing. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, does it really matter?
I think the Eagles opened up as a 7-point favorite. I don't know what the line is now.
Okay.
But
it sounds about
I'll
right.
Look it up.
I would think.
FanDuel.
Yeah, divisional game. They're home, right?
They're at
Dallas. They're in Dallas.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, that's all. 7 points though is a lot in
Yeah.
enemy territory for a divisional game. I mean, I don't know who's
It is 7 points.
It's 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Dom's at quarterback. I might be at running back
Yeah.
because
Dude, Lamb might not play either.
yeah, I know. I was just gonna say Mike's playing wide receiver.
Yeah, God forbid.
What's that
Christ
supposed to mean?
almighty.
I'm
What'd you say?
like, so what's that supposed to mean?
I meant for all three of us, not you.
I'm like, oh, all right. I was saying, I'm like prime Jerry Rice. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, prime rib. Yeah.
Oh man, I the injuries this year in the NFL are just ridiculous. I don't
they're
know
kind of
what-
like it's kind of every year. I feel like
this year. I just feel like every week,
Yeah.
that guy's getting hurt, and like Brian Robinson Jr. Like, yeah, he's good to go. He's gonna play, and then like
Yeah.
30 minutes before the game, like, yeah, he's out.
yeah.
Dude, I'm watching the game right now, and like Kansas City's like
They look
outside
terrible.
of DeAndre Hopkins and Worthy, like I don't know that I can name another guy on this offense outside of Mahomes, like and Kelsey. But like
Watson. Justin Watson.
okay.
He went to
Yeah.
Penn. That's the only reason why I remember him. There's an Ivy Leaguer on the field.
Justin Steele, is that his name, the running back? Or
No,
one of the running
Carson-
backs?
Carson-
Kareem Hunt. Yeah, Carson Hunt.
Isn't
Carson Hunt
Justin-
might
isn't
actually have
Justin-
to go out there?
Isn't Justin Steele a pitcher for the Cubs?
Yeah, you
I don't-
meant Carson Steele.
Carson Steele. There you go. That's how
Wait,
much
Matt-
I know.
Is Matt Ariza's the punter for the?
Yeah.
Is he? He got a
Mhm.
job.
Yeah,
Dude
The
has a
punt
leg.
god?
I'll give him that.
the punt god.
Yep. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they gave him another shot. Even
Well,
if
he was acquitted of everything.
yeah, but even so, the allegations last forever, even if you're acquitted or not.
Like Trevor Bauer.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go.
He was acquitted of it. He was acquitted of everything. That's a great
Not everything,
comparison.
but go off.
I'm pretty sure he's been acquitted of everything.
Oh, we've talked about this.
That was like it was like 6 months ago.
Listen.
Did you see-
I'm already not going to sleep tonight.
Why not?
We've got. Is this when we get into the election? The election talk.
Sure, why not?
But I forget what we were saying here. What were we saying here?
Bauer and
stop.
Ariza.
Yeah, we're not.
Really,
we're not
no,
even,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, we're not talking about that. But
No, you don't have to.
yeah,
I can tell you that the amount of cases of water that were bought today, people are. Some people at work were like, "Are they doomsday prepping?
yeah, right.
Why is water flying off the shelves?" I'm like, I don't know. Maybe
A lot of people are going to be going out of the country apparently on both sides. So
Yeah, they say that every 4 years.
Yeah.
We'll say. Yeah, it's Eagles. What else you guys got? We can talk about that. I don't want to talk about no election. Couldn't care less.
yeah,
offensive line play was okay.
Fine.
It wasn't great. Fred Johnson got overmatched a couple times. There's still
dude, that fucking penalty was like cheap as fuck. The
Yeah.
hit on him
low blow. Yeah,
in the end zone, that was cheap as fuck.
yeah. But did you hear McCourty was talking and he said that's what we were taught back in the day. Like when a lineman was coming at you, that's what we were taught to do.
Yeah,
Like,
and
to just drop at their
and
legs.
the thing I would say to Jason McCourty is, one time you were allowed to murder people, and then you weren't allowed, and then it became illegal, and then that doesn't mean you can just do it. Like you know.
Well, no. He was saying like that's your instinct.
No,
in
I
that
know.
moment. Like you see him running at you. What are you gonna like? Just get barreled over?
Yeah.
Cam Jurgens is still making some stupid mistakes, but I guess that comes with just repetition over time. He
Yeah,
almost snapped that ball right into like 10 yards down the field on the Hurts. I think that was like a second down or something.
Saquon looked great. Obviously, he's one play. It's like one of the greatest 10-yard plays like you've ever seen.
Ever
14 yards.
Whatever.
Yeah.
14,
I'm just
10,
fucking with you. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, the
was
spin
third and
move,
six,
the backwards hurdle for no reason, but it worked out.
Did you see Nike's ad
No,
today?
no, I did not.
It was him doing the backwards jump, and it said "witness backwards" with the Nike symbol backwards.
They can really market anything.
Yeah.
That'll sell out in Philadelphia.
I'm sure
Yep.
it would. Yep.
Grant Calcaterra played a good game too.
Is he playing himself into
Like serious,
tight end 1 next year? Like
he might be with
we
Goddard.
drafted him, right? He was like a 6th-round pick or something, like
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
His 3rd year or 2nd year.
this is his 3rd year.
He's legitimately playing himself into a like letting Dallas Goedert walk. I probably wouldn't sign Dallas Goedert regardless, but legitimately,
He's never on the field.
Never.
At this point,
Never.
yeah.
he's a very good talent. He's a good player. Blocks. He does everything. Blocks. He runs routes. He catches the ball. It's just, again, like we said earlier, your best. What did I say? Your availability is your best ability. That's
Yeah.
what I said. That's what I said. That's
Something
just like that.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
But
unfortunate.
no, you're right. I mean, it's and even when he is healthy, like he's a good player, but like I don't know if like putting up with his injury stuff, like he's not like a top 3
No, it's not
tight
worth
end
it.
when healthy. Like, exactly.
It's also I think he's a very good player. I think but I think even when he is healthy, there are moments where he gets lost. Like,
Sure.
and it's not necessarily his fault. I just think there are so many different weapons on this team that, like, there are times where he kind of, gets overlooked at times, and the ball gets forced to these other guys. And now that Saquon's here, we haven't seen much of Devontae, AJ, Barkley, and Goddard all on the field at once this year, because it was week 1, and then week 2 through 4, AJ Brown was out, and then Goddard gets hurt.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen much of all of those guys on the field together. But it's looking like with all those other guys that Calcaterra could legitimately be a tight end, like a starting tight end.
Question, Dom. Does Saquon Barkley break LaShawn McCoy's record this year?
Yes.
What's the record?
This year? What is the record? I thought you meant
40 something in a season.
What's he at right now?
9 something.
All purpose or
Just rushing.
I'm sorry. What is Saquon? I mean, what is
1640 something.
McCoy had 1,600 yards rushing.
Mhm.
Wow. As long as he stays healthy, probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, Saquon's got an extra game.
Per game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Probably.
I would love it.
Probably, unless they kind of want him healthy into the playoffs and his
Exactly.
touches kind of go down towards because he had I think 31 touches this weekend.
30, yeah, it was 30, but the 31st got brought back. So yeah, well, it was 31.
Right. Yeah.
I see 27 for 159. And
No, I thought it was 30.
3 receptions. Maybe that might be.
I'm just looking at touches altogether. I think it was like 30 or 31, including receptions and rushes.
Yeah. So yeah. He's got a total of 925 on 157 carries. He's averaging 6 yards a carry.
That's stupid.
Is that? I know. Going into the game,
So
he
dumb.
was second in the league.
He's still
Still
yeah.
second.
Josh Jacobs is a distant 3rd.
Gotcha. And,
Yeah.
and Henry's 1, right?
Yeah.
Henry's still doing it.
Having
Huh?
another stupid year.
Yeah,
Still doing it.
I think he just got his 100th touchdown, right?
Yeah.
101st, I think. Didn't he have 2 yesterday?
Okay.
Yep.
I saw the first one when they said 100, and then I had a wild, crazy weekend. I was traveling a lot, so I was in the car.
Traveling.
I got
Where are you
home.
going?
I went to my brother. I went to my brother's
Okay.
house.
Gotcha.
My brother lives in upstate New York, so I got home like 3:30, so I didn't really watch much football before the Eagles.
Well, he got home right before the game. So that's all.
Yeah.
That's all
I saw the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Eagles, but I didn't really see much of the 1 o'clocks.
Yeah. You probably weren't missing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
You,
I'm
you,
hearing the
you got a
noise.
ghost or something?
No, I don't know what the fuck that
It's
was.
Christmas time, so
Dom, are you decorated yet?
for Christmas, no. I was just talking about it actually with my wife like an hour ago.
put 'em up?
So my outside decorations stay until Thanksgiving, and then we're probably gonna put the tree up this weekend.
Okay.
This weekend.
Yeah. And then
It's a little early.
did you not do it this early last year too?
I have to look to see when I did it. I did it early last year. I did it earlier than I usually do
So
it,
go fuck yourself.
but I don't think it was this early. I'd have to look.
know.
I'd have to look. I think
2
I did,
years
like,
ago, I did it on Veterans Day. I remember that. I took off, and not for that reason, but I took off for another reason. And I was just like, we were just like, you want to put the tree up? I was like, yeah, sure. So we threw the tree up on November 11th 2 years ago, right? Is that the Veterans
it's
Day?
usually around the 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah, something like that.
And then last year I didn't put it up until like December 3rd. So it was like a total opposite, which is way too late for me. But
See, I usually do it like the weekend, or like right after Thanksgiving. I think it's kind of the normal, like Black Friday.
sure,
Saturday,
that's like what most people do. But
but last year I think I did it like a week before Thanksgiving, which was early for me.
I don't know. I might have to fact check that. I might have to text your wife and ask her.
I might have to. I don't even know if I would have that like documented. Like I don't know. Like maybe we took
She'll
pictures
remember.
of it.
No, sure.
Maybe we took pictures. Let me check my phone. Maybe we took pictures of it. I'll be able to give you a date.
So we'll probably. Well, we were just talking about on Saturday. We'll probably put it up, but we'll leave everything else Thanksgiving fall, and then right after Thanksgiving, we'll take it all down and do the rest Christmas.
Yeah, Brianna wants to put them wanted them up November 1st.
That's why I like her. That's why we're friends.
November 1st.
November 1st, she wanted them up.
You know what's funny? So my wife has an uncle who also shares my infinite
Joy.
love for Christmas. What does he say in Elf? You share my infinite love of elf culture. So he was at our house on Halloween seeing my daughter, and I gave him a ride home, and we got in the car, and he always says like, oh, every November 1st, like I listen to Christmas music. So we got in the car, I drove him home, and when I played a Christmas song, I was like, this is I know it's Halloween night, but this is our we're gonna pop the Christmas cherry for the year. So
Nice and early.
I won't listen like until probably the radio plays music. Plus Halloween, it was like fucking 90 degrees out, and I just wasn't.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I just can't get into it if it's not chilly or cold.
I don't have any pictures of putting the tree up last year, so
Okay.
my wife might have one on her phone. And I'll report back. I don't think it was this early though, but I could be wrong. Been wrong before. Doesn't happen often.
I probably wouldn't put the tree up on November 4th, but like the second week of November is probably around what I want to do going forward. Like I said, the last 2 years were the only 2 years of my life that I was able to put up a tree of my own. So, like I said, 2 years ago we put it up pretty early, and then this year or last year we put it up pretty late.
What were the kids for Halloween? Because I don't think we really talked about this. We weren't on last week. What'd you guys do for Halloween?
CJ was a crocodile,
Nice.
and me and Brianna were both safari people.
Nice.
Yeah, we stuck with the so we had two costumes. The first one we did the Packer Park treating, which is like a neighborhood in Philly.
Yep.
And then we did Boo at the Zoo. We dressed her up as a cow, and then we were supposed to do a blueberry on Halloween night. But dude, like the blueberry costume was like so thick, and like
Yeah,
my kid sweats. My kid
It was
sweats.
hot.
Yeah, my kid sweats a lot. So like, she's my kid. So like, the costume was a little big on her, and we were just like, fuck it. Like, there's no reason to make her suffer.
No, definitely not.
So we just threw the cow costume on, which was a lot lighter. But
nice.
how about you? How about your girls and boy?
yes, they were the characters from Hocus Pocus.
I'm so used to saying your girls.
I know, dude. I still do it all the time. But yeah, they were the Sanderson sister from Hocus Pocus, and then he was the little cat. From Hocus
Binks.
Pocus. Yeah. See, I've only seen the movie like maybe once.
What?
So like, I don't know characters.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I didn't like it.
I'm related to this guy.
Yeah,
Dude.
I didn't like it.
Here's the thing. I think Hocus Pocus is a little overrated.
Definitely overrated.
But you have to watch it like more than once. Like it's
definitely overrated. There's no doubt about that.
I've also never really
Zachary Binks.
I've also never really been like a Halloween fan, so like I really haven't cared to watch it.
His name is Thackeray. I always thought it was Zachary when I was a kid.
Yeah, DH.
It's Thackeray.
Thackeray?
Yeah. Thackeray Binks. Yeah,
It's dumb. I don't like
it's like a
that.
lisp. It's like I feel like I have a lisp. Like a
It's a dumb.
Thackeray.
It's a dumb movie. Also, another reason why I don't like it. One, I'm not a Bette Midler fan. That's number one.
Why? What else have you seen Bette Midler in that you're like
No reason.
I'm not a
like
fan
it.
of that.
My next take might even be weirder than
There
that.
we go.
I don't like Sarah Jessica Parker at all.
Yeah.
Just don't like. Just for whatever reason, I just don't like her.
Sex and the
for no
City's
reason.
fine. Sex and the City's fine.
She seems like she'd be a real bitch.
Okay.
That's because of her character in Sex and the City. I don't know, but like Sarah Jessica Parker just gives me the ick. I don't like her.
Dude, if you watch Hocus Pocus now and just like sit there and watch it as like an adult, they say so many like out of pocket things.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Sarah Jessica Parker's character is like, "Where's the boys? I want to play with them."
yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
Dude, she almost fucks the bus driver. It's crazy.
Yeah, the bus driver, when he gets on, they say,
Hobo.
No, and he goes, "We want children." And he's like, "I'll try anything once."
yeah, it's crazy.
All right,
Like,
you'll have to give it a shit.
Yeah, just you'll watch it. You'll watch it with your Grinch.
Yeah.
Picture in picture. Do it both at the same time.
Do you like Halloween Town?
I don't know that I've seen that either.
Oh my god, what?
See, I'm not a Halloween guy. Like I don't like. I think The Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't like.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, you got to have a niche for that.
Really, see, people love it. Like
you either love or hate it. You either love or hate it.
Every time I say I hate, I don't like that movie. I get like weird looks and shit.
Nah, it's not great.
There are only two takes in this world that you and I agree on, and it's A Nightmare Before Christmas and A Christmas Story.
Yes. But Chris likes A Christmas Story, right? I think we've had this conversation before.
I do not like a
No,
Christmas.
I thought you did. Okay.
That's Scrooge, right?
No, that's A Christmas Carol. I love A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Christmas Story is the little fucking nerd kid with the glasses.
With the BB gun? That movie's terrible. With the lamp.
The one that they play like on a 24-hour loop on Christmas.
Guess
people
what?
Hold on. People say that like, oh well, they play 24 hours on Christmas, so it must be good. Just because you play something 24 hours straight does not make it good. Go ahead, Dom.
I was gonna say, kind of like my dick. No,
You should probably see a doctor if it takes 24 hours.
No, playing with it, and just because you play with it doesn't mean it's good. That's what I meant.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead.
So, A Christmas Story, it's not horrible. It's just not good enough to watch for 24 straight hours. It's okay. Like, it's not like I could go years without watching it. There's one part in that movie that makes me laugh, and it's when they're sitting at the table and he's eating the mashed potatoes and he starts winking. Hilarious. Other than that, the movie is very, very, very
It's
average.
such a random part to like.
Very average. It's really funny. He's like he's like he's eating mashed potatoes. I actually laugh out loud to it, and that's the only time. And it's not even like a cracking up. It's just like, huh. And then I'm just like, I've had enough of this movie.
Somebody end this.
Yeah, or me.
I'm gonna have to give that scene. I don't know that I've seen that scene. The problem with Christmas Story is like, I don't really watch it, but like occasionally, like if I'm over somebody's house on Christmas or whatever, it's just on. Yeah. So I'll catch 10 minutes here, parts, 10 minutes there. Yeah, so like I've probably seen every part of that movie, but like
just all not in order. Yeah,
right. Yeah, so
I'm kind of similar where like I've seen the whole thing before. It's been a really long time, but over the years I've seen like different parts of it enough to know that it's not good. That good.
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh man! All right, you guys got anything else before we?
Yeah, really quick. I wanted to tell you how I was going to fix the flyers. I've been waiting on it for 2 weeks.
Yes, that's right. Okay, fix the flyers for me.
All right. So if I'm the GM, right, I'm playing NHL 25.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do. So obviously, my proposed plan will not work because Leon Draisaitl obviously re-signed with Edmonton, so that no longer
that dream is dead.
That dream is dead. And this dream will probably be dead as well because this guy will probably also re-sign. Or do you know where I'm going with this?
Center?
Yeah. He's probably the biggest name, maybe the second biggest name in free agency next year.
I haven't looked at the list of free agent. What What conference is he currently in?
West.
He's in the West.
He's 27, 28.
See, the biggest free agent I can think of is in a center is Kirill Kaprizov. That's not where you're going with this?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm lost here.
It is no other than Mikko Rantanen.
Okay, I think he plays a lot of wing, but
okay.
He can play both.
He was listed as a center on the list. Like it's him and Mitch Marner, and I want nothing to do with Mitch Marner. So
Mitch Marner is also not a center for what it's worth.
Okay.
So wherever you got this on, like
that's.
I mean, Rantanen probably plays center more than Marner. But Rantanen a lot of times plays on Nathan McKinnon's wing. But I love
dude, he had like 2 straight 40-goal seasons, I think.
I love Rantanen.
He's still young. He's still on the younger side too. It's not like he's 33, you know?
Yeah. No, Rantanen, I love Rantanen. I think he stays in Colorado. Although
probably
he's gonna get a lot of money, and they don't really have that much money to give. So
because they have 2 other guys that are eventually gonna have to pay more money as well.
Well, Kale McCarr is on like an absolute like steal of a deal. I don't know if you've seen his contract.
No,
it's like stupid low. I think it's like $9 million for like the next 5 or 6 years. Like it's stupid cheap.
$9 million per.
Yes. But for a top, best defenseman in the league, I mean that's dirt cheap. I have to look up the exact contract.
He's older than I thought he was.
Who, Rantanen?
McCarr.
McCarr's what, 26, 25?
Yeah, 26. I'm looking up his contract now.
He signed a 6-year, 9 per year. That was in 2021. So he probably has 3 more years left on it, probably.
Okay.
Right, give or take.
Yeah. So I go out and I sign.
Go ahead. Yep.
Rantanen. And then I still do the same thing I did before. I trade for Brady Tkachuk, and I put those those 2 next to.
What are you trading for Brady? What are you trading for Brady Tkachuk?
I trade one of the first-round picks next year.
Okay.
I trade whoever the fuck they want on the Flyers roster that's not Michkov. And I don't think Konechny gets moved either. I actually like Konechny. I think Konechny's a solid second line forward.
Agreed.
So honestly, I think whatever the fuck they want.
Okay, I like that.
So maybe that's like Farabee and like I don't think they trade Tippett either because they just resigned him. But I think he's a good depth piece, like to play the second or third line. But a couple bodies, a couple picks.
I like this.
And I put those 2 guys next to Michkov. And then
what are you doing on defense?
Pray to fucking God that one of these goalies pan out.
Okay.
And
Kolosov's been fine. I think he only played twice.
Erson's been had a good like 2 or 3 straight games.
Yeah, no, Erson's really good. I think he's
I think Ersson
a week, but
I don't know that Erson's like a starting goalie in this league, but I think he's I think he's got a role in the NHL.
Oh, totally. At worst, I think he's a backup.
Right,
but I think he could be a tandem kind of guy.
Sure, I think that's his ceiling. Yeah. And then defense, I have no idea. I was looking at the free agents this year for defense, and I don't think it's
probably not all that good.
Very good.
I haven't even looked at defensemen yet.
You what?
I said I haven't even looked at the defenseman free agent list.
I'm very curious to see who would like be because you know how like Brady Tkachuk is like rumored to be available this past offseason. Like maybe next year he might be available for trade. Like I don't know any other defensemen that like are in that same like conversation of like potentially being moved that are really good.
Excuse me. Yeah, I can't really think of any either, to be honest with you.
How do you feel about? I mean, obviously, I don't know that this guy's a number 1 defenseman. I don't know as much as you in watching a defenseman play. Probably, obviously, like they've got to be able to play defense, move the puck. Obviously, like the obvious things. But like, where does and I don't know enough to sit here and say that this guy's been like great this year. But like, what I'm seeing on Twitter or X, like a lot of guys are giving praise to Cam York. Like, is Cam York a good player? Like to you?
Yes, he's taking tremendous strides.
Okay.
Is he
Sorry,
like
Chris? I know you're like.
No, you're good.
Yeah, Chris is like, all right, guys, can I get off now?
No, you're good.
He's like he's not a number one guy,
No,
but
no.
I think he's a top pair defenseman. I think he's
Nice.
No, he looks great. And like the thing about Cam York is like when he first came up, a couple years ago, he looked so damn like small and like, and they can work, but like for a defenseman, I think it's tough. So, but like
Being small and
yeah,
then being a
because
number one defenseman.
you get pushed around,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be
Well,
tough.
if you think
He's
about it-
gotten so much stronger in the last 2
Yeah.
years. It's unreal.
If you think about it too, like, is Adam Fox the number one defenseman?
Yeah,
For
but
he's under
he's
6
bigger.
foot. He's like 5'10".
No, he's taller than that.
No, he's not. I looked at it the other day.
I would have thought he was like right around 6 foot. He's only 5'10".
Something like that. Yeah. I looked this up recently. Like the number one defenseman. Like
5'11".
yeah, 5'11". Who's another small guy that I was like, oh, I'm surprised he's that small, because I was shocked that Adam Fox was that small.
Kel McCarr is only 5'11" as well. But
Oh,
I
really?
mean, yeah, but Kel
he's
McCarr
bigger.
can also skate, and he
Right.
plays a lot bigger than he is. But no, I think Cam York's taking tremendous strides for sure.
Okay. And Drysdale doesn't look.
Drysdale, I have some serious concerns with. I think he's, other than him being a really good skater, he's lost. He doesn't know what the fuck, how to play defense, how to generate offense. I'm so concerned. And we gave up fucking William Gauthier for him, the little bitch.
He looks great too.
Gauthier, yeah,
sarcastic.
he's called. I think last time I checked, he had like, I think 1 point in 10 or 11 games. So let's do the Gauthier count here. If it would load in 11, okay, so you still have to have a couple more points, but still nothing great. In 11 games, he has 0 goals, 4 assists,
Yeah.
4 points, 11 games.
I think he got demoted too. Didn't he, to the fourth line or something?
At one point he did, but I think he's kind of back and forth. He got benched at one point, and I wish nothing but the worst for Cutter Gauthier.
So I also too
I'm not bitter at all.
No, I honestly, you're a way bigger Flyers fan than I am, and I think I was right up there with you with being crushed that
Yep.
this whole thing happened. Remember, I was at the game that when he got traded in the middle.
Were
of the
you?
game. Yeah, it was the Pittsburgh game. It was a Monday night. I didn't do the show that night, but
I don't remember that.
So I have been doing some research for myself. I'm going to be doing weekly research on the top This is the first time I've done this probably in my life, where
Okay.
I'm going to be following
The draft?
the prospects.
Oh, okay. The dude from Boston.
So far, go ahead.
The dude from Boston, Jack. Is it Higgins? Higgins?
Yeah, something like
forget
that,
exactly. Looks fucking stupid.
His
Center.
numbers were a little underwhelming compared to two other guys that I.
Okay.
No, this is just stats. I don't watch, so I can't say the other parts that don't show up on the stat sheet. But what the fuck is the one guy's name? Roger. Is it Roger McSomething?
I haven't, to be honest. I'm surprised you've done more research about this for this draft than I have.
Wait, I gotta tell you.
I usually don't start doing any draft research until like December, January.
Okay.
It's James Higgins. Hold on, let me see. There's one video that was posted online of this kid skating with the puck, and I'll see if I can find it because it is stupid.
Roger McQueen is the guy that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Some size. I don't know that he's going to pan out to be a center though. And then the other dude is Michael Misa.
Yeah, Misa. Yep.
Misa.
He was granted exceptional status going into the is he in the WHL? He's in WHL. Where you go in early. He was projected number 1 pick a couple of years ago and has fallen down a little bit, but still going to be a high pick. I like Misa, yep.
Wait, I just saw his stats the other day. I was like, holy fuck. So, okay, you ready for this? 15 games so far this year. He's got 18 goals.
Is that good?
He's projected to have 82 this year.
Is that good?
What do you mean?
That seems pretty good.
It seems pretty good, yeah.
I can't find this video. It's gonna bug me out because the video is stupid.
Where are the Flyers going to be for a draft pick?
If they keep up the way they're playing, they're gonna pick pretty fucking high.
And they have 2 picks too. So I mean, the other ones, Edmonton's is probably going to be at the end of the draft
They have 3 picks
in the first round.
Yep.
I thought it was 2. I know they have like 8 or 10 in the first 3.
I believe it's 3. I think they have Colorado's as well.
Okay, but it's interesting because being able to trade draft picks to move up or for Brady Tkachuk. So McQueen has played 8 games so far, 8 goals.
Okay. This is really gonna bother me that I can't find this damn clip of this dude skating. But if I find it later, I'll send it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it is stupid the way this dude skates with the puck.
What's his name again?
James Hagens plays a B. It's one of the Boston schools, either BC or BU. BC.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the college season just started. Like when I looked it up, they were only like 2 games into the year.
Yeah.
So 6 games, he's got 1 goal, 9 assists.
Okay.
But it doesn't give me face-off wins or anything like that. So it's really hard for me to, is Roger McQueen going to be a center? Like, if he's lined up as a center now and doesn't win many face-offs, he's probably not going to be.
Well, I found the one clip I was looking for.
Okay.
Finally found it. Let me see if I can try to share the screen again. And this might not look like a lot, but just what I'm watching is just with him with the puck. His head's up the entire time.
Yeah.
So much control. Just doesn't lose sight of it. It's so effortless.
Imagine like putting that with Michkov. I know Michkov isn't like the greatest skater in the world, but like imagine putting good players around him.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I mean that's what happened.
We got a Wentz wagon sighting.
That's not good.
Mahomes just getting carried off of the field as we speak.
Oh fuck, that's not good for us.
His ankle.
Well, we've already won, but like that's not good for us long term.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Fantasy, me and Chris.
Oh, so
He looks
I was
fine.
confused.
He looks
Yeah, he's
fine.
okay.
But
Just give
Wentz
him whatever you gave him in the Super Bowl last year, and he'll be fine.
Wentz is
Remember the Kansas City or the Jacksonville game?
No,
He 2 years ago he cried.
Oh,
he cried for
yes.
not coming back out.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I'd like to see Wentz toss the pigskin after Darren Sproles and Shady McCoy lit him up. And D-Jax, did you watch any of that, Mike?
No.
Did you, Dom? Did you watch it?
Say that. Yeah, the Carson Wentz thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sproles was like, yeah, Wentz just isn't like that kind of guy. And he's like, what kind of guy? And he's like, he doesn't really listen to anybody. He's like, players, coaches, just didn't do anything. He didn't do listen.
He said that he wanted to run a different offense after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because
he
he won the Super Bowl with that offense. And Darren Sproles was like, the play was called whatever, X dive H option. So it should have been going to me. But every time
he's wide open.
Ertz. He's like, every time he's just throwing it to Ertz.
He loves that tight end. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was a big hit at Carson Wentz.
Yep. You guys got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's everything for me.
All right. Well, that just about does it. Like us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Check out the website, firedupsports.com. And we will see everybody next Monday. See you then.